Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Maths Made Easy with Pearl, and please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do well to hit the subscribe button and subscribe, and also don't forget to like, share and comment your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you. Okay, today we have a topic on the board, that's multiplication and division of fractions. Now, we have quite a number of examples that will be taking one after the other. Now, we looked at fraction in my previous video. Now, we looking at multiplication and division of fractions. Now, there are two things that we should consider. Now, when you're multiplying two fractions together, you have a over b times c over d. You're multiplying two fractions together. It's very easy. What you do, you numerator multiply numerator, denominator multiply denominator. Very easy. And so, but before the numerator multiply each other and before the denominator multiply each other, we first look what can go. Is there anything that can cancel out? Is there anything that can divide the numerator here and can also divide the denominator? Is there anything that can divide this here and can also divide this? Or is there anything that can go here that can also go here? Or is there anything that can go here that can go here? Now, mind you, when you are cancelling out, we don't cancel in this manner. Here, this. No, it is this way, this way, this way, and this way. This way is not allowed. So now that's for multiplication of fractions, when you're multiplying two fractions together. So here you don't have to start looking for LCM or whatsoever. Simply see how you can reduce the fraction. After reducing the fraction, then you can multiply the numerators together and the denominators together. Okay, so now let's look at the first example. Solution. We have first question that says 3 over 8 of 2 whole number 2 over 9 times 1 whole number 3 over 5. Now, looking at this, it's very easy. Now, this of is the same thing as multiplication in the order of operation in mathematics. So we have 3 over 8. This becomes times. Now, this is a mixed fraction. And what do you do when you have a mixed fraction? You simply convert it into an improper fraction. Now we have 2 whole number 2 over 9. Converting this to an improper fraction, the denominator multiplies the whole number, and then we add whatever we get, we add it to the numerator. So 9 times 2, that is 18. 18 plus 2, that gives us 20 over 9. So we have 20 over 9 times, so we do the same here. This is also a mixed fraction, so we also convert it to an improper fraction. And so converting it to an improper fraction, we have 5 times 1, that is 5. 5 plus 3, that gives us 8 over 5. Now looking at our fractions here, before we can decide to multiply numerators together and multiply denominators together, we'll have to consider, is there anything that we can use, any number we can use to divide through in order to reduce the fractions? So that it's always advisable to reduce the fractions before you multiply through, because if you don't reduce the fraction and you go ahead and multiply, you may get a very large figure, and which may be difficult for you to divide. So it's advisable that you check what can divide through. So now let's look at this. Now if you look closely here, you can see that, remember I said we can only divide this way, this way, this way, and this way. Now looking at these three fractions here, you can see that we already have something that can go this way. 8 go here, that's 1. 8 go here, that's 1. That's this way. You can also divide this way, you can also divide this way. And if you look this way, you see we have 20 here, we have 5. And 5 here is 1, 5 here is 4. Also, if you also check, you see we can also divide this way. 3 here is 1 and 3 here is 3. 3 here 1, 3 here 3. So what do we have now? You see that we have been able to reduce the fractions, so we can now multiply through, and you see it will be much more easier. So now let's multiply through. So this gives us 1 times 4 times 1 over, we have 1 times 3 times 1. So remember, when you're multiplying fractions together, multiply the numerators together and multiply the denominators together. Okay, so multiplying the numerators together, we have 1 times 4 times 1, that gives us 4, over multiplying the denominators together, 1 times 3 times 1, that gives us 3. And so, is this our final answer? No. Why? Because this is an improper fraction. So it is very, very improper for you to leave your answer in this form. So it's advisable we convert it to what? A mixed fraction. So how do we convert to a mixed fraction? We simply use the denominator to divide the numerator. So this gives us 3 into 4, that's 1 remainder 1 over 3. So this is our final answer. It's very, very easy. So whenever you're multiplying fractions together, it's very easy. You just multiply the numerators together and multiply the denominators together. And mind you, before you multiply, you first see how you can reduce the fractions so that the fraction will become, you can see that we are having a very simple figure here. We're not having a figure that is more than 2 digits. It's a very simple figure, so easy for you to divide. So that's why it's advisable and best to reduce your fractions before you multiply through. So now let's look at question 2. Now you see this has to do with division. Now look at this. First we convert this to an improper fraction because it's a mixed fraction. So converting it to an improper fraction, remember the denominator multiplies the whole number, and the whole number, whatever we get, we add it to the numerator. So 4 times 2, that's 8. 8 plus 1, that gives us 9 over 4, divided by 3 over 7. Now, this is division, no longer multiplication. What do? It's still almost the same step. Now, what happens here is that when you are dividing fractions, the division sign simply changes to multiplication sign. That is, this becomes 9 over 4. Now this division sign changes to your multiplication sign, and then the fraction at the right hand side, you take the inverse of the fraction at the right hand side. So this is 3 over 7. So because the sign is no longer division, is now multiplication, this now becomes what? 7 over 3. I believe you can see that. You see, it was 3 over 7 with division. Now whenever the division sign changes to multiplication, so this takes it inverse, so it becomes 7 over 3. So this is what you do when you are dividing fractions. Please take note. So now remember, you see we are now in this stage. We've come to this. So we do what we know we are supposed to do, which is first see what can divide through before we multiply. So, and remember, we can only divide this way, this way, this way, and this way. So what can go? You can see that something can go this way, right? Now 3 here is 1, 3 here is 3. Nothing can go this way, so we go ahead and multiply through. So numerator multiply numerator, denominator multiply denominator. So that gives us 3 times 7 all over 4 times 1. So this gives us 3 times 7 is 21 over 4 times 1, that gives us 4. You can see this is very, very easy, provided you know the steps, you know what to do. So now, this we cannot conclude that this is our final answer. You know the reason. It is an improper fraction, so you have to convert it to a mixed fraction. So now let's convert this to a mixed fraction. So this gives us 4 into 21. We have that's 5 times, remember, 1 over 4. So this is our final answer. So you can see that it is very, very easy. And please, if you found this video helpful and useful, please don't forget to comment your thoughts in the comment section. See you again next time. Bye.
Friends show up, we laugh all night. New semester got the future in sight.